Christmas is a time of traditions, and decorating our homes is near the top of that list. We're visiting Lisa King at Forest Lake Greenhouses in Florence, where they've got some ideas that go way beyond the usual green and red. Lisa, thank you for letting us be here at this wonderful nursery and greenhouse. And I think we're going to show people something that they can do that's a lot of fun and a different idea for Christmas.
That's right. We need to get decorated. We want to do something a little bit different, something's fun, and maybe even something that we can do ourselves.
It is fun to do that. Well, let's get started. You've got a great looking container here.
Right. We selected a container that we can line with plastic so we can protect it and take care of it.
So you've got a liner right in it.
Right. So we don't have to worry about the water dripping out on the table and that sort of thing. And when I put a container together, you know, I like to start with my focal plant, which would be this beautiful orchid.
It is beautiful. That
you helped me pick out and put these beautiful blooms on here. And what's so nice about this orchid is we have open flowers, but then we have lots and lots of buds.
So these buds will continue to open, so you'll have these beautiful flowers for
months
weeks
to come. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Even months. So they will last a very long time. And then to soften up some of the height of this orchid, I love to use the maidenhair fern because it's kind of soft. So we're going to use
in a
this
different
as
green too.
A little bit as our background plant, and then different leaf shape. And you know, just make sure you keep this guy watered because he likes a lot of water, but he's just a nice plant to use as a background. You know, we talked about you helped me pick out some plants, and this combination is going to be beautiful. You like to use a lot of color, so we have two different calanchos here, and I think I'm going to pick this one because this one has quite a few buds on it.
Yes, it does.
So this will be one that will last a little while for them. So these are my filler plants. So I'm going to use this one right here on the side and start filling around this beautiful orchid.
And these are houseplants that are pretty easy to keep care of and bloom and bloom and bloom.
And don't need quite as much water as the maidenhair, but these other plants that we're using, the calancho and this beautiful little Norfolk Island pine.
Which really does make us think of Christmas.
Right, so we're going to make this container look a little bit Christmassy by using this little pine, which is just a wonderful house plant. It can be taken outside in the spring and grown on a porch or patio and get really big and pretty. And
come back inside.
Yeah, now this little bromeliad, I really like this. You know,
y'all have beautiful bromeliads too. I think that's one of your specialties.
We're going to put him in the front just so we can get a little bit more color.
All righty.
See if we can work him in there. You know, with the bromeliad now, you want to make sure that you water the bottom, not necessarily keep a lot of water in the foliage. Because you know, in the wilds, where there's not a lot of rain, they collect rain in there and they need that rain and they hold it until the next rainfall. But since they have us to take care of them, you don't want to water them too much. You don't want to leave the water in there.
Well, and one nice thing about this is that since everything's still in its original container, we can give the maidenhair, which needs more water when it needs it, and the others just as they demand it.
Maybe every 7 to 10 days, 10 days to 2 weeks, depending on how warm you keep it in your house. You know, it'd be nice if you could to take all of these plants out, put them in the sink, water them, and then design them back in your container. But if you don't want to do that, you can leave them in the container. Just make sure you don't water them too much because you don't want them to sit in water.
And you can always put your finger down there and be sure that you don't have the water pooling too high at the bottom.
That's exactly right. I think we're probably ready to fill in a little bit and top dress with some of our moss. We've got some fresh moss here, and we're going to just top dress.
And doesn't that color make a great contrast with all the greens that we've got?
And it keeps the plants from drying out so much. So that's kind of a good thing.
Keeps the humidity up a little bit too.
That's right.
Almost like mulch in our gardens.
Everything that houseplants like. So we're going to put some of this Spanish moss, which is found in the garden. And just take it right out of the garden and use it. We're going to top dress our container. Finish it off.
Reminds us of Santa Claus's beard.
This is an indoor container garden. You know, a lot of times when we're together, we're doing outdoor container gardens and actually planting. So right now we're doing an indoor container garden.
And many of these plants can stay inside in the winter, go outside in the spring and summer, and will last for years and years and years.
We encourage you to use the containers that you have at home, maybe use some house plants that you already have at home and just get a few fresh things.
And then I have so many friends who love to feed the birds, and I thought it might be fun if we have the cherry on top of the pie.
What do you think kind of bird that is? I don't know.
Well, he's a great looking bird.
That's whatever he is, a good looking bird.
He's a Christmassy looking bird.
We're going to put him up here and kind of wire him to the stake and see if we can keep him from flying away. You know, and sometimes I like to put a little moss under him.
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
If you'll help me with that, Amanda, we'll put a little moss under there and just you can kind of make him look like he's in a little nest.
His own little part of nature.
Anyway,
Hold still.
There you go.
All righty.
Don't fly away on us.
Now you also have, of course, all the wonderful traditional Christmas plants that we think of, and y'all grow your plants yourself.
We do. Our plants are grown in the USA, and even better than that, they're grown in South Carolina.
Right here in Florence County.
We're really proud that we're able to do that and offer the gardening community that.
Lisa, thank you for letting us be here today and getting these wonderful ideas about how we can do things ourselves a little bit differently.
You are very welcome.
And if people would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way to find you?
We're right here on Alligator Road in Florence. It's 66 Bloom is our phone number, and they can look us up online at forestlake-greenhouses.com.
Well, we thank you so much, and we hope that you've gotten some fun ideas about Christmas decorating, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.